Today we review the Phantom 4 Pro.
Alright, so in this video we're going to be... Wait a minute. One moment. Much better. Alright, so in this video we're going to be reviewing the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. Let's get started.
Alright, so we are in my closet. I've somewhat cleaned this place up and got it ready for filming. I want it to get better, but this is what we got to work with so far. So if you saw my last video, I filmed this drone flying outside and just did a quick flight. So now I wanted to do more of an unboxing and show you guys exactly what comes in the box. I did forget to put the cable back in there, so we'll get to that. But that's not a big deal, so whatever. When you get the box, before we even open it, on the outside it'll look a lot better. It's been beaten up a little bit because I've got it used, but this is what it'll look like. Probably a lot nicer and, you know, cleaner and whiter. It'll show the picture of the drone on the front, and then on the back it just has disclaimers and some other stuff. Again, there's another picture, side angle of the drone. So alright, let's get started. Gotta say, one thing is they really made this box like a custom fit. I mean, it is barely fits. You gotta use your feet to get it out. So there we go. And it's crazy how small, you know, of a case it's in, but at least this is pretty small to me. So it comes with its own nice foam carrying case. Very sturdy and strong. And then right here has the DJI Phantom logo. On the other side you have a nice lock. I love this. You just open it all the way and then turn clockwise, and then here we go. Boom. There we go. Here's the drone. Alright, so in the box you have your drone, the controller. I do not believe they come with two batteries, but this one did. However, one of them is damaged, so you have all of that. Then you have your props in the bag. It came with a camera filter. This slows the shutter speed down when you're filming on like sunny days. It's very important to have that, so we got that in there. We'll go ahead and take the drone out. Well, first we'll go over the controller. It's the best thing to do. Sorry, changed my mind. Alright, so with the controller, if you buy the version 2 Phantom 4, it comes with the controller with a built-in screen. And one thing about this is, if you are a DJI customer or you're just getting into it, one thing that's nice is having a screen already built into the remote is very handy, because it makes the time of having to connect with the apps and all that syncing just one less headache to mess with. So it comes with a screen, and we'll go ahead and power it on. Press once, press again. How does it sound? You can open these antennas. So on the outside, we'll go over that real quick, is you have your power button on the left, your return to home button on the right, your two joysticks, the screen, and that's mounted on. You can't take the screen off. It's pretty much just like an Android phone, but nothing else but just this, you know, basic stuff in that. We'll go over that. You have your antennas, and they're pretty sturdy. You can move them around. I prefer to put mine all the way up and then the first notch down, and then just leave it like that. So you can adjust them to what you prefer. Over here you have this is your recording button to film. You have your 3 switches up here. This is P mode, S mode, and then ADI mode. I believe that's the name. So P is for position. That is the switch that you'll leave it on if you want the drone to have all the sensors on. And basically, if you want to stay in like beginner mode, you'd want to leave it on P. So that has all the sensors activated. Sport mode, I believe it takes some off, and you're able to go a lot faster, up to around 45 miles an hour. And then the last mode is ADI mode, and that it has everything disabled. That gives you complete control of the drone, and that's where you really get to test the capabilities of this machine. So if you're going to go to ADI mode, just remember that it gives you full control, so your switches your turning, your yaw, all of that is very, very sensitive, and be very careful when you switch to that one. So that's for more experienced pilots. Sport mode is very good. I like messing around with them. Sometimes if I'm trying to get home quickly, I'll put in sport mode and fly back fast, and so that goes over that. This is your switch for the camera, so it adjusts the camera going up and down, so that's very handy. Over here, I'm not too, that was bad, I grabbed by the antenna. Over here, I'm not too familiar what this button right here does. I think it could be programmable, and then over here allows you to switch between different modes, as you can hear it making it sound. That's the pause button. So that goes over that. On the bottom, like most DJI products, you have even more stuff. You have your SD card, which is right there. You have a USB type. No, that's not a C. I don't know what size that is, but you have a USB there. You have an HDMI, and you have another USB type A. So that's the type A. I think that's a micro USB. So also down here you have C2 and C1. Those are programmable buttons, so whatever you want those to be, you have that as well. Alright, before we mess around more with the controller, let's go ahead and take the drone out carefully. I'm going to grab here. So when you get the quad out, it's one really solid build. I was very impressed compared to having a Traxxas Aton, which is down there, to going to a DJI, I keep saying DJI, that's not good. Going from that Traxxas Aton to a DJI drone, there is a drastic amount of change in not only just the structure, but the weight and the quality in this drone is just huge. Now, I do have to grant this is a $2,000 drone, that's a $300 drone, so obviously there's going to be some differences, but just owning it, it's really nice, and I was very grateful to get this. So, on the front of the drone, you have the logo, you have your camera, and right here, these are sensors. So, I believe they reach all the way out to 30 feet, and so that gives you your front vision to sense objects. It also has sideways vision, to see if there's anything on its right or left. Very cool and very helpful. On the other side, you have it again, and then on the back, you can see it. The drone knows what's behind it. So pretty much all angles of the drone is covered, and also the bottom. And one cool thing about the bottom is it takes a picture. If you do precise takeoff, it'll take a picture of the ground, so it'll remember where it took off. And when you're trying to return the drone back home, it will remember, for the most part, and land more precise. So that's really cool. Over here you have your motors. These are brushless, very powerful, and quite loud, by the way, but very good motors on here. And I love the way they did the design on their drones when you have to put the props on, because the props on, like, for example, the Aton, as you can see, you have to screw them in and unscrew them, and that's just not a good design at all, because when you're out on the field and say you're using this for a commercial, or you're just trying to get out there and quickly film, who has the time to screw in every single bolt or unscrew them? Or that's just a pain and a waste of time. So being able to just take the prop, turn it on, turn it clockwise, or in this one turn it counterclockwise and lock it in, that's just so much faster and a lot better. Alright, moving on. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the camera. Camera, when you get it, it comes in with its own gimbal stabilization piece right here. This protects the camera and keeps it from moving around and potentially getting damaged. So that is really important. I don't know if I have the camera on it. It shoots in 4K up to 60 frames per second, and it has a mechanical shutter. And this thing is just an amazing camera on here. Also, you have your SD card on this side. I have one in there. The owner, because I bought this from an owner, previous owner, he just let me have that. Another tip when you're filming and you get done filming, if you're going to be editing and stuff, don't delete just one video and then put it back in. It'll corrupt the cartridge. When you take it out, If you're going to delete something, you have to delete everything or import it all on the computer and then delete certain files then. But don't, this is a mistake I made with the GoPro, is I would just delete a file and I just put it back in the camera. And if y'all already knew that, well, great, smarter than me, but yeah, that's definitely important to know. So we got the drone out. One thing I just love about this drone is it's very clean. It's just so smooth, and love the way they designed it. Here's the bag with your props. They also give you 2 extra ones. In here you have your USB cable, so if you're ever trying to update the drone manually, you will definitely need this. And as you can see, it has its micro USB cable. What else over here? Last but definitely not least is your manuals. So that's very important to hold on to. Hopefully people read it. You'll definitely want to also register your drone with the I think it's the FAA. One of these guys. Yeah, the FAA. That's important, so you don't want to get in any legal trouble. I have not yet done that, but I will be working on getting my drone license since I'll be using this in real estate. So now over here we got our 2 batteries, and we'll be back, and now we will put the battery in. Almost forgot, we have our cable. This is an adapter, so don't want to lose that. Down in here is some trash, and then also I use a converter that I put the SD card in, and I put this in the computer. It's very cheap, and I want to get a better one. This is from a different drone I bought, but it still works. So alright, that's pretty much everything, and we'll be right back. Alright, one thing to remember, another tip, is load up everything first. The batteries will go in only one way, and once you have everything in, check it, make sure you don't have anything else, then put the drone in, and I just grab right on the sides without touching any of the sensors and stuff, like that. I normally don't like doing that because I want to get my fingerprints on it, or like, wow, whatever, but you know, that's the best way. Unless you have a better way, comment down below. And then close it up, lock it, boom, it is ready to go. So yeah, that is the review of the DJI Phantom. We'll get back to the first thing I'd like to just go over real quick is the battery itself. One thing to notice, this thing is very heavy, and these slots right here are very important to keep clean and check, because it actually has a built-in fan, and this battery gets really hot. It is a 4S. No, okay, so it's a 15.2 volt, and it's a smart battery. So it's if any of you RC guys are out there, it's a 5,870 milliamp. So that's a pretty big battery for the size of this thing. It's very compact, and I'm impressed that it's that size. But a 5,000 milliamp battery, that's a lot of juice, if you will. Over here you have your button, and when you're turning this on in your drone, when you have your Phantoms at home, if you're doing this with me, all you have to do is just press once and then wait and then press again and hold a little bit, and it'll turn on the drone. Don't forget to take off this piece right here that's holding the camera, because the drone will do its routine of waking up, so this can interfere with that because it moves around and, you know, does its stuff. So we'll go ahead and take this off so that we can see the 3-axis gimbal, and like so. Move that out of the way. Alright, so as you can see, I mean, it moves around and everything. Very smooth. Gotta love it. And the first thing we'll go ahead and do is put the battery in, and we'll go through the settings and check it out. Alright, so we got the battery. We're going to go ahead and put that in. It only goes in one way, so as you can see, I love that. It'll let you know if you did it wrong, like I did. Camera down. I left my tripod in the truck, so that was a good idea. Shame on me. Bam. Once it's in, you will hear it lock in, and I love it. It's very snug. You don't have to worry about this thing falling out. Good thing to remember is always turn on your transmitter first. If mine will turn on. Oh. Okay, there we go. So always turn on your transmitter first. That's a habit you will want to make. It's just a basic RC habit, and the reason why is because if you turn on your quad, your RC car, your boat, or anything, it could pick up an interference and get, linked up with some other remote. That has happened before with, and me and my buddy used to race our Bandit and our Rustler VXL. So press once, hold. And then you can watch the camera. So here's the drone on. It has its flashing lights. Camera probably needs to be reset. Sometimes it acts a little weird and does this like movement. No idea, I may need to reset that. So with the drone on, here's the screen. This screen is super bright, by the way, so that's one thing you won't have to worry about. Like, here's it with the brightness down. It's still bright, and then all the way up. Like, you probably can't really tell, but when you're out in the sun, you don't have to worry about not being able to see the screen. Although I would recommend, if you can get a little cover, go ahead and get that. So go ahead, hit go fly, and as you can see, it's looking at me right now. So if we want to mess with the camera a little bit, you just go to the side of it right here. Watch. You can go down, or you can go up, and then you can see me filming. So we're gonna go back down because that's weird. Alright, so that's the camera doing its thing. Might as well put on something better than looking at me. So again, the way you go down is you just go left, and then the way you go back up is go push it all the way to the right. That's good to know. It is kind of funny getting used to it, because like you'll roll it and then let off and it'll still move. So it's really made to do slow movements with your finger when you're trying to get those videos and shots and everything. So that is the camera. We'll go ahead and take a picture. We have it in auto. Make a little sound. It just took a picture of the cup. And over here you have your settings. This is where you can adjust all your stuff. I do clear flight route just to kind of clear everything out. It is kind of loud, I will say that, when it's just sitting there idling. But this is where you can go all through your systems. Before I fly, I recommend recalibrating the compass, especially if I'm in an area where I'm like really in a different area. Every now and then I will recalibrate my compass, and the way you do that is you just go here to go fly, ready to go, compass, you click on that. Okay, well it's not. Well, sometimes it'll let you know when to recalibrate the compass or the IMU. Those are important to check up on. Radio channel frequency is poor. Well, I am inside, so there's a lot of stuff that can interfere. It'll tell you how much battery you have. My controller battery is 96%. I keep it charged up. Always. Aircraft 97%. So it'll tell you the temperature, 28 Celsius. That's cool. And you can just go in here and mess around with everything you want. If you were to fly it, you would have your left button right here, if you can see that, and you would just hit this, and this is where you can do precision takeoff. So normally it'll allow you to, you'll have two types of takeoffs, this one and then the other one that says precise takeoff, that will fly up to 19 feet, and that's where the cameras on the bottom initiate and take pictures of the ground to remember. So controller. Alright, and the controllers is your different modes. You have normal, draw. Draw is really cool. I haven't tested that out. I will film some videos on that. Gesture, I have not tried that out. Active track, tap fly, tripod, and wow, you have a lot on this one. Follow me, course lock, Home lock I will probably use. Point of interest, that's one that's really good. So you select a point and it'll just go around it. I'll definitely use that on like houses and stuff. Waypoints, terrain follow. So yeah, this drone is very advanced, and I would definitely recommend getting it because you either spend a lot on a drone and you get something well made and that has a lot of value in it, or you spend, you know, a couple $100 and you get something that is more, you know, not a lot of value in it, I would say. I was disappointed in the Aton because the, you know, the whole like GPS thing, it wasn't something that you can trust. You can definitely trust this drone a lot more than other ones out there. So over here you can adjust your ISO. Move that over. Alright, so now I'm in manual and I'm raising it up. Down here, lower it. So you can adjust all of this stuff, which is very important for photographers. I'm learning. I don't know exactly how to use all of this stuff, so I am definitely learning. And if you bought this used, I recommend you would do reset camera settings. Might as well do that. Also, it'll move the camera a little bit. Look at that. So camera's reset, nice and fresh again, back to when it was brand new. And one thing I almost forgot is the power cable. We need to go over that. This is the power cable. I love this. Very simple. You have your connector here. Normal DC outlet plug there. Here's what's nice. They keep it very simple. You charge your battery with this cable right there. It almost looks like an iPhone 4 charger. And then it also has your connector for your remote. And that is on your right side. So, if you guys like this video, please leave a comment, like. This thing's heavy. And definitely subscribe to the channel. We'll be making more videos. Also, I need to get some crypto videos out there. But this was something that's been on my mind, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So, keep watching. Stay tuned for more. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.